Hello, invaders. Welcome back to another episode of the Pitch Invaders Podcast. We are here again with our special guests, David and Amir. David, how are you doing?
Good, Max. Good, Amir.
Welcome
Thank you,
back, man.
guys.
Fresh from England off the plane.
I
I
know,
can
man. A
smell the
lot
fish and
warmer
chips
than
on you,
here.
bro.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It was a lot warmer than here. Heard you guys were
Yeah.
wrecking in snow.
Yeah, we got hit crazy. Wait, so you were
I
there
heard.
2 weeks ago? How long ago were you there?
I just came back on Monday. So
Wow.
yeah, I was there
Okay.
for a week. I went to the Napoli game in the away end. That was really nice. And I went to the Chelsea and West Ham game. Both crazy games. So I
That was
definitely
Man,
got my money's worth.
you
dangerous
you
trip
picked
to
good
Napoli.
games to go to.
Yeah.
And luckily they're both wins. I mean, that highest
Yeah.
scoring games, 5-goal
In the
games.
last minute. Both wins in the last
Crazy.
minute.
Yeah. Crazy games.
Nice, man. Okay, well
Thank
we need to hear all about this, but let's go ahead and start with the game fixtures. And let's start with the biggest game first. The game, unfortunately, Amir, and I wanna know, I guessed the score 2-2 correct, and you thought I was crazy, but Tottenham
Man,
and go and win, or sorry, tie 2-2 against Manchester City again. You guys let down your fans. What do you have to say, Amir?
I don't know what to say. I think that's my answer. Like, we were dominating the first half, but again, it's been a trend with City that they drop in tempo in the second half this season. I don't know if it's fatigue or maybe players are not.
Pep London.
What'd
You
you
think
call
so?
Pep Line?
I'm kidding.
What was that a thing with
Liverpool fan.
Liverpool? I don't know. I
No,
can't remember.
I
don't
think it was the opposite for Liverpool. It was the second half.
Yeah, it might be too much on these players for some reason. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But Spurs came in second half and they controlled the game. They were able to. They almost beat us, to be honest. Like,
Could have, yeah.
if it wasn't for Donnarumma, we'll probably have lost that game in the second half.
Mhm.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Even Pep in the press conference is not giving me answers either. I tend to listen to these like post game
Yeah.
like conferences, and I wait for an answer. I wait for like a reflection to try to make up what's going on. And Pep didn't give us anything this time.
All I know is him and Holland looked very frustrated.
Yeah, Holland was very frustrated at the end of the game. It's just at this point, it's a mental block, right? You play Spurs. I have no idea. Even to be very honest, it was the first time after the first half I was like, okay, this is easier than I
Lose
thought.
control.
I
Yeah.
think we can win this.
Yeah.
And then Solanke somehow got like a
Yeah.
scorpion kick into Donnarumma, the tallest keeper in the league.
It was a good goal.
The odds couldn't be against our
Got the-
favorite.
Pushkas awarded already winner right there.
David, what do you think? What do you think about
What
everything about David's saying?
It is one of the funniest things in the league, seeing City go into Spurs away. Like this league got so many variables. One of the funniest things is seeing Spurs' black magic versus City every single game.
You're right. Yeah.
And
It's
it
kryptonite.
never ceases to not be funny.
Yeah.
It's just like Amir said, Spurs were trash that first half.
They were.
They were completely out of it.
I've seen pretty bad
No.
performances, but that was up
They
there
are
with the worst
poor.
performance.
They're terrible.
Horrible.
And City could have scored 4 or 5
Yeah.
and missed a couple of chances. I don't know how he's missed those.
He's been struggling, man.
It's just crazy to me. And maybe it's a mental block. I don't know. But to me, your bogey team being Spurs, it would never because
Yeah.
that's the team my team always beats. So but it's just crazy. I don't know what it is at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium that Spurs
mean,
always just
No,
turns
I
up.
don't even think it's the stadium, dude. Like, the fans were spectator in that first half. Like,
It
there
was,
was
yeah,
no
very
spirit.
quiet.
There was nothing. And I'm not gonna blame it on the referee call for yeah. I don't know if you guys think that's a foul or not, but even if like we conceded this goal, I would have expected
Yeah.
that we would have turned more chances.
I think it's
goals.
just luck. It's
Yeah.
just luck for the ball to bounce in an offside position and then Solanke to hit the ball in the sweet spot and get his leg. Again, this is the shit
Yeah.
that only happens in City versus.
And dude, Donnarumma is 6'5" or 6'6", and he scored that scorpion kick chip over him.
It
It
wasn't
was
even a sport. It was like under the boot. He
Yeah.
hit the sweet spot of the ball to chip him.
it looked fantastic. It
By
reminded
the
me
way,
of
Insane goal.
Solanke only scored 2 goals in this league so far.
these are the only two he saved it for
These
the
are the
game.
only
Yeah.
2
He
goals.
saved it. Listen, you guys have
An assist to was Conor Gallagher, so that goal was Chelsea signed.
Man,
you guys have been struggling though. Like we had to be honest.
we have.
Apart from you guys played one against Wolves and Galatasaray. I'm not gonna really count those. Newcastle has been struggling as well. So these, I mean, good games, I guess you can say, but at the same time, it's still like you guys haven't. Manchester United and Bode Glimt, whatever, how do you pronounce them? But that was not that far away, you know.
But that
It
that
wasn't.
that Bottle Glimt performance should have been alarming.
That was an awakening, yeah.
Mhm.
That should have been a slap on the face.
I think it's not just this performance, to be honest. We've seen a
The
lot
whole
of
season,
like
yeah.
the
Stretch
like
of ties.
we don't see consistency. I think the only time that I've seen consistency from this City team when we had a back four that hasn't changed for like 5 games.
Yeah.
When at one point we had O'Reilly, Gvardiol, Ruben Dias, and Matheus Nunes starting, I think 5-6 games consistently, and we
Yeah.
were getting like clean sheets. Now we see a back four that's different every game because of the injury situation.
But it's not a crisis mode. I
It's not
blame
crisis mode. Yeah,
I blame the
wa-
mentality of this team. I just think what the possession based, you know, you guys have always been possession based, and
Mhm.
if you lose the ball, you win it right back. But this season, you lose the ball, and it's not like the same.
because that's the main thing Pep Leinders is changing. The way we retrieve the ball back from like after losing it.
And you guys suffer from that.
And that's something. It's something new introduced to the team. Like the intensity, how quickly we can get the ball back. I think David probably can speak more about that because you read his book, so I don't know if
Oh,
he
you read his
explains
book?
that.
Yeah,
But
good
like
book,
I think
good read.
I think that's one thing that we are not used to, and we leave a lot of gaps. Like
Yeah.
we're not as intense. I feel like the players, like you said, they lack a bit of a mentality to go an extra mile or like push
You
further.
have good players. It's not about
We
the
have
team.
great
Like I don't
players.
think I can say like any of these players are not worthy, and you
Yeah.
have a very good team that could win if you guys are at your best day. But
I think, to be very honest, also I think Pep Guardiola is a bit more relaxed on the touchline
getting ready for retirement. Yeah.
than I would want him to be
Yeah.
in certain situation. I honestly don't know. It again, it might.
As a neutral, I just want to say I'm disappointed because Arsenal is going to get this trophy because there's no
Not yet.
competition.
Not yet.
I don't.
It's only.
I think
it's only
I've
6
finally.
points.
No, I've regardless of the point gap, Manchester City is not in a state, and they don't have the team and the mentality that they're gonna go on that stretch of win games where they win 10 games. This is not a team that's gonna do that this
But
season.
we've seen that before, that City like don't look like contenders, and then all of a sudden they pick it up quickly, and they turn it around. So
You're always gonna have the hope as a
you
fan.
know, because like two years ago it was like only 5-point gap between Arsenal and us, and like it was February, I think, and we still won that title. But to be very honest, it's nothing in comparison between 2 years ago. Now Arsenal have a lot more strength areas, and we
I
have
think
a
it's
lot
decided.
more weaknesses.
I think it's decided. I don't
I
think
don't think
Arsenal's
it's
gonna
decided.
bottle at this point.
I don't
No
think
chance.
so.
I
But
think you guys are gonna bottle third place.
man,
Well,
no,
we'll see.
it's not gonna happen.
David, do you have any other things to say about that game?
About City.
City or Spurs, either one.
Well,
I mean, Spurs is a whole nother can of worms, but we've kind of dropped them from the top 6 talk because they're kind of in relegation battles. So it's just
They're in 15. Are they in 15?
yeah, but they finished top 8
14th.
in the Champions League.
Yeah, that's great news.
They finished like 4th or something. Yeah. For City, I mean, you guys have hit the most important points. But what I want to say, in addition to that, City run their players run a lot, right? Their intensity is definitely being upped, but it's not for the right reasons. It's they counter press because they lose the ball a lot.
Mm.
I've when I was and I've been, I must say it, I've been really disappointed by Tijani Reinders. He was my pick for signing of the season in the summer. I thought he was the guy
Amir
that
said the
was
same
gonna
thing in the group, or like I think you said
And
the same
this
thing.
he
guy
Somebody
was
said copy.
frustrates me. This guy frustrates me a lot. Like his body language on the field.
look, I'm not one of those people where I'm gonna judge a signing based upon the first season because it's Pep, it's the Premier League, it's Man City.
Mm.
But so far, what we were expecting Tijani to be, he has not been that. And it
Yeah.
seems that not only us, we think that, also Pep thinks that. That's why he doesn't play him. He got sick of him because Pep looks for a certain midfielder that can play with his back to goal and
Mm.
can turn and make an attack, right? Can turn and turns a straight possession
Yeah.
into a press game, right? That hasn't happened.
Sounds like David Silva.
It feels, yeah, thank you. Perfect midfielder for Guardiola, by the way. David Silva, one of the best players of all time. But that has lacked from Man City this year. You expect Rodri to be that Kante, I don't know, Makelele. He's gotten older. He cannot run anymore,
Bro.
right? You're asking for a counter pressing team when you don't have the factors to play as a counter pressing team.
So you agree Rodri's not as good as he used to be?
I don't know that. I don't know that because the system changed, but definitely the injury has definitely taken a toll on him. I would say it's not easy coming back from an ACL, as
Yeah.
we've seen before, and quite frankly, I'm not blaming it on him.
No, for
City
sure.
has spent almost 400 million at that point. You're trying to convince me from all that pool of players, you can find one player with that certain asset, that certain tool that could play
Hmm.
a midfielder that could play with their back to the team and can switch from back to front. They're lacking that. They're lacking that. It
And
feels like there's a hole
it might
in
take
midfield.
Reinders a couple seasons. I mean, it might take him. I don't know if maybe my memory's not the best, but I don't know. Bernardo Silva is not necessarily that, maybe not that position, but I feel like it took him a while before Bernardo Silva kind of gelled into the system.
I disagree.
Did he go right into
I
it?
disagree. He went in the Centurion season.
Okay.
That's why he doesn't get dropped. He's the only
He's the
player that
most important player of the team.
he's the only player that can do that. What David is
But
explaining, but
when he came
he
right
lost a
away,
leg.
when he got signed, it was a long time ago, but did he gel just like that?
I
He-
mean,
If I
I think
remember,
the
it took
first
him.
game from that season was Man City versus Arsenal at the Emirates, and you
Yeah.
guys demolished them
He,
Yeah.
I
2-0.
think, I
And
think,
Bernardo
I think,
Silva scored a goal that game too.
yeah, I think he played right away. I
Also,
think
Bernardo
Bernardo
Silva's
Silva.
leaving.
Yeah,
It's about time.
that I was gonna say I was about to say Bernardo Silva is irreplaceable for that Pep team, but we're about to lose him too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, another point I want to add, another asterisk, Gehi, shocking, shocking performance.
Oh, really?
It's a horror show.
I can't blame him.
I think he's lost the ball like 6 times. That own goal was kind of his fault because you shouldn't stick your both your leg outs, right, to cover an offside. And I think he was. I'm not gonna blame him for the second goal. The second goal was kind of a freak. Every time he was mandated to start the attack, because that's what Pep mandates from his center
Hmm.
backs. He's done that in the most lackluster fashion.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be this hindsight, lazy analysis kind of guy, but you got a defender from Crystal Palace
Or-
who never does that,
It's gonna
right?
take a lot of time. That's not
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
he did. So
it's not like Gay is
he's
John
a stopper.
Stones.
He's a
Yeah,
stopper, whatever you call it. But he's there to stop and clear, and he's not a ball playing defender.
but I will say this about Man City before we move on.
Yeah.
Still all to play for. They don't look like title winners. Let's just put that out there right now.
Yeah.
But City has shown us,
Who knows? Arsenal's doing
and
them favors by not winning, so
Mhm.
well,
both are doing favors, to be honest.
yeah, they. It was just one game, and I think that United. We're gonna get to that, but I think that United game was kind of a blip.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to Arsenal. I'm just going to go in order of the most important. Let's go in order of the league, I guess I should say. Arsenal, they go and they whoop Leeds 4-0 after losing 3-2 to Manchester United in the league. What do you guys think of that performance? Saka, I think, was that the game that Saka got injured, or that might have been the Chelsea? Yeah,
No, it was
Saka
that
didn't play
game.
that game.
was that
He
game.
didn't play versus
Well,
Chelsea.
Madueke had an amazing game, but
Madueke had a decent game.
what do you
Yeah.
guys think about that? Some Gyökeres on the score sheet, Havertz back in the lineup.
Quite frankly, look, I was just talking to Amir pre-recording. I don't want what I will say about this game take any credit away from Arsenal, right? Because they've done an excellent job this season.
Yeah.
But it's Leeds, right? I mean, and in a way, okay, I know Leeds won some games and got some results they shouldn't have, but I feel like Daniel Farka plays in such a way where he exerts all the amount of effort on the pitch and he doesn't have any depth.
Yeah.
So of course, if you come to Arsenal, a team that's just got off playing what Khairat Almaty or whatever in midweek,
That's a pretty good
right?
pronunciation of it.
And then coming back playing Leeds, I think it was at Ellen Road. Not that it matters, right? He can rotate. It's not like Leeds is gonna score against Arsenal or give them any
Yeah.
grief, right? So no, I don't think we should. If we should take a
Yeah.
look at a certain result, it would probably be a different one than this one. This felt like a routine when Arsenal from minute one looked like they're in control. Leeds posed no threat.
But these are games that are important. I know Arsenal has struggled against the top six for the most part, but these games do matter a lot.
Well, and it's the type of games Chelsea,
Well,
Liverpool, and City are not winning. So they're all gonna count. They all count the same.
and I feel like Arsenal is the kind of team that they need that once they get into that rhythm, once they start winning games, they kind of get on a run. It's a lot of confidence thing. I feel like they need the self-belief. It's not a in terms of quality. If they get the self-belief by winning 4-0 against Leeds, maybe that's like a jump start. It's not like a Man City or Liverpool where like, I mean, Messi, you get in a dip, you need some motivation, you need some good games, but they can bounce back. I think Arsenal's more of a self-belief. If we get good games going, they can go on a run. So I think that's a positive from that.
One last thing, or a couple things that I want to mention about Arsenal and this result specifically. Arsenal play, especially these games, like they played the same way, I believe, versus Everton and a couple other teams. A lot of teams play you in a way where they want to punch above their weight, right? They make the game chaotic, they push you, they shove you, they impose on you physically, right?
Yeah.
Leeds and them are a great example. I think they did it to us when they beat us 3-1. They did it to Liverpool when they drew 3-3. Arsenal plays in a way where they're not phased at all. And I feel like that's the perfect way of playing these type of teams.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stoop to your level to play a chaotic and a rugged game,
100%.
right? I am going to stick to my style, stick to what I'm good at, stick to what has been working for me. And I feel like all top teams should learn from that.
I agree with you.
Do not stoop to lower level teams just because and that's a sign of maturity as well. Immature teams would do that because it requires a certain mental strength to stick to what you to plan,
Yeah. We're
right?
used
And
to
when you
calling
get
Arsenal immature, so that's surprising. That's a good point.
they've matured, right? Arsenal hasn't been that before, right? It's what Arsenal is showing right now is a coming of age, is a coming of good squad planning, is a coming of a good manager that knows what he wants, knows what the target is, and is keeping his players in check.
I'm gonna clip this and say our favorite Arsenal fan. They,
Had the
You
law.
know, I think the biggest challenge for Arsenal right now is how many tournaments he can go and
to win.
like try to compete and win it, because they're in 4 tournaments. Are they going to pick and choose,
Or are
or
they
are
going
they
to crash
gonna
out of
try
all of
to
them again?
are they gonna try to win it all?
I mean, Liverpool was there in 2022, right? And they
Yeah.
ended up with the two
I mean, we were there
Champions
last
Cups.
year too, and we lost all the. Well, I think we were
Yeah.
in a good point, and we bottle
So
rolled.
it's still February. There's still 4 months in the season. For 4 months, anything
Yeah.
can happen. But just like we were talking about City, saying they don't look like title winners, Arsenal looks every bit of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not about point gap. It's about eye test.
Agreed.
Arsenal does not look phased.
Yeah.
They look like they have their eyes on the prize. They're determined to make it happen. Now, in some sort of magic or whatever, I hope that doesn't. But I think comes to a point where we all kind of have to accept it.
As long as they can, I would say it's always a positive that they got injuries coming back. Goal scorers are coming from different avenues now, so it's not just all on
Kai Havertz.
Kai Havertz.
Jesus came back. Kai Havertz
Jesus,
came back.
Madueke. It's good to get those players back.
Calafiori, I think.
We'll see. Amir, you were pretty quiet this segment. I think you're just because you're City. You're waiting for the inevitable.
I'm doing it the Pep way, mind games.
Okay, let's go ahead, guys, and go to the next game. I'm gonna leave Chelsea for last so that we can talk.
Fine.
I'll give you all the time to talk about your trip, and I want to hear about it. Let's go to Liverpool next. Liverpool has been struggling, safe to say, in the Premier League. We haven't won since that game in the Premier League. Since December 27th was our last win before that game. So this
Wow.
was very important. We drew 4 games. We drew, 4 games and lost against Bournemouth. So I think the Bournemouth might have been a wake-up call, or Newcastle's form might have just helped us, because I think Newcastle has been great. Their eye test has been great, but they have not been good the past 4 games.
I kind of disagree. I don't think they've
The
been
Aston
well.
Villa, they lost. I watched the Aston Villa game. They played good.
Yeah.
I just think,
They
in the final third they struggled, and then in defense they've been kind of leaky. Which, I mean, you're talking about the whole team, but
they give you a challenge for sure.
there
on
was
the
a
field.
challenge. It's not like it's a ride
Yeah.
in the park. It's not like it's a team that's super poor in form,
And
even though the
honestly,
results are showing it.
I thought until Ekitike tied it for Liverpool, Newcastle was the better team on the field.
Yeah, they were playing aggressive. Man, they irritate me. They irritate me playing against them. The aggression and the tackles that were going in, flying. Gordon was gonna try to kill somebody. Like, I was sensing a red card was coming. But just Florian Wirtz. Amir talks all the trash about this guy, but this guy, and Ekitike, but I'm talking about Wirtz right now. Florian Wirtz has been great. Ekitike is
I
another
think
level.
ever since the turn of the year, he's been really
He's
good.
been fantastic.
Mhm.
And those
Yeah.
two, Ekitike and Wirtz, I'm very happy that Ekitike has been on fire since the beginning, but to have them clicking, the other pieces are struggling. Gakpo, Salah, Isak, but it's good to have Suboslai, Wirtz, Ekitike, some players that we can rely on for goals. If we can get the other players clicking, it would be great, but that was a great win. And then to go to Man City this Sunday, hopefully we keep that momentum going, but I don't know.
Well, you guys are playing them at home, though.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
We destroyed them at the Etihad.
It was
It was 3-0.
what was it? Well, that was in our peak of our dip.
I
Right?
mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you guys ever won at Anfield, did you?
I think we tied more, and we beat
like
them.
in
We beat them
recent-
once. We beat
In
them
recent
once,
memory, I
think.
don't remember you guys beating them.
I remember
I don't see you
Vividly
guys
that.
beating us.
that 4-0 game a few years ago.
In
No,
in
that
the
was at home.
2020 season
That was
after
at
they
Man City.
won the league. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was at the Etihad.
No, not this one. There was a year when you guys didn't go to the Champions League.
Oh, I'll need to go back and look at that. But
It was 1 year during Klopp's era, but yeah,
it's good to see Liverpool winning. I just hope
I
it's not an up and down again.
I think it's gonna be a dilemma for the manager because the moment you have Isak back, what are you gonna do?
It's not a
It shouldn't be a
dilemma.
question, man. It
I
shouldn't be
don't
a
think it's
question.
a dilemma at all.
And that irritates me.
From a business perspective,
I
you
think
have
they
a
need to work
player,
each other to play with each other, but not drop one or the other. Drop Gakpo. Gakpo has been out of form. I mean, I'd rather
but
try to fit Isak than to replace
then
Ekitike.
you would take Ekitike out of like where he is comfortable now. That's the problem.
I know that's a horrible. It's thank God I'm not the manager, and I don't have to decide that because they're not like I think we were responding in the group chat, but it's like they're both sole strikers. They're both target men. It's not like they're not designed to play side by side as two strikers. It's hard to share that role. And you don't see it very often. Like I think Newcastle used to do it like Pape Cisse and Dembaba and like and
Yeah,
but like how often do you see two strikers? It's very rare in teams
not anymore. Yeah,
that
It's
happens.
a
So
very British setup.
we're gonna end up putting Ekitike on the wing, which is a waste. It's a waste to put him on the wing because him up front in the center gives you a whole nother thing. We don't need Ekitike for crosses. Yeah, he's great for dribbling and cutting in and creating some, I mean, he's done it before. He whipped, did skill moves in the box and crossed it, but that's
you know that
part of him.
he reminds me. I know, like this is not a good comparison at all, but remember that year, maybe 2 years ago, Brighton were playing really good, and they
Yeah.
used Joao Pedro under
Yeah.
Welbeck to link up the play. And
Yes.
it ended up that Joao Pedro was scoring more goals, or maybe like he scored as many
Well, I
goals as
mean,
Welbeck.
that's what
Oh,
Ekitike
yeah.
did at Frankfurt with Marmoush. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
they were interchanging positions, but
But
we could
Mamouche
see
was on the
that,
wing, right?
but
no, they were playing a 3-5-2
yeah,
system. So I think
Okay.
Marmoush was more advanced, and Ekitike was
Ekitike a
playing
little
right
drop
under
behind.
him. But
Okay.
that partnership was lethal in the Bundesliga.
The
Yeah.
problem is if you do that, then Verts go to waste because you
Yes.
cannot lose
Good
that many
point.
players and
It's a very
playmaking.
good point.
Who's the person that bought where's the football director that decided to do this, That's what I want to know. Because it's not working, you should have got a left winger. Why did you spend that much on two strikers?
You should have got Mark Gay, maybe.
Well, I mean, not after
Well,
that
they
performance.
tried.
Not after that performance. I don't know.
No,
Well,
he got
to be fair,
potential. But
they fought tooth and nail to get Gay in the summer.
And
but
then
it
we
didn't
spent 60
happen.
million on another defender when we could have got
you
more
guys
game
got
for 20 million.
you guys just got a
Jeremy
defender
Jackets.
too.
We got a jacket.
Jeremy Jacket. Yeah.
I threw a joke on his name in the group chat.
What'd you say?
I
You
said,
need that in this cold, bro.
yeah, I said Liverpool finally got a jacket to cover their defensive
horrible.
misery.
That's horrible. What do you guys think about? Yeah, what do you think about the game in Liverpool?
I think, yeah, I mean, for Liverpool, it seems that this is the way the season is gonna head towards, where they're gonna be up and down.
Yeah.
They're gonna yo-yo outside and inside the top 4, top 5. I do think they have all the factors to make the Champions League next season.
That fourth place spot is very competitive right now.
Well, I
Chelsea,
mean,
Manchester
it's gonna be
United.
top
You-
5. It's
And
gonna be top 5.
Yeah, you got into fifth place now.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
Oh, is it?
very, very unlikely it doesn't become up until top 5. You have what was it? 4 English teams in the top 8. I think Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal,
And City.
oh, and City as well. So you have 5 of the top 8 in the Champions League. You have
I
all
think
5 teams
I think that confirmed
except
that,
Newcastle.
Yeah.
And if Newcastle wins their playoff game or whatever versus Quarabach, they're gonna be also in a good position. So it is gonna be top 5. It's very unlikely it doesn't become top 5. But also that 5th place is very competitive as well. Who knows if Spurs comes back this season? That might be a candidate, right? But the disparity is not that big, right? If you look at the 10th place and Liverpool, right?
Yeah, 5 points.
Liverpool's closer to 10th than they are to 1st.
Yes.
And so and it's the same for all third, fourth, fifth teams.
Yeah.
I think with the exception of City and Villa, the rest are all within touching distance. So this is a battle of who can go on a form,
Exactly. Who
right?
can keep the momentum going and
Exactly.
get on a streak.
And honestly, okay, look, I need to stop praising players on this podcast because I praised Cody Gakpo last time. He hasn't had a good performance
Curse, bro.
since then.
You curse.
Yeah, I need to stop praising players on here. But I really, really think Ekitike and along with another player whom I'm gonna mention later have been the signings of the season when it comes to strikers, right? They don't get
Yeah.
enough credit. It feels like Ekitike was bought in as
The backup.
Back.
yeah after Isaac and
Second choice.
now
He was bought as a bait, so they can let Newcastle sell
so they
Isak
can
to them.
screw Newcastle
Yeah,
over.
but they, I don't know.
When it comes to Newcastle, Max, بصراحة, I disagree. I don't think they've been good because I feel like a very, very big hole in their plan and their tactics is that they really press you very, very hard for 45 minutes,
Yeah.
right? But then they drop off massively in the second 45. And that's when they become a target, right? We've seen it. And I don't want to keep just bringing up Chelsea examples, but a very damning indictment was that Chelsea Newcastle game. They were up 2-0 in the first 20 minutes. We had no answer for them. They've outmatched us. They've won every second ball. The St. James's Park was rocking, right? They've dropped off massively,
In the second half.
lapses of concentration. And I really think in order for you to crack the top five, you cannot have that bouncy performance, that Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one more point that I need to mention is Tiao, I'm just not convinced. I don't see
Really?
it. Yeah, I don't see
He's
it.
had some good performances.
Maybe.
I mean,
I
he's
do
not like
think
the Newcastle defense from, 4 years ago that was getting all these clean sheets like
yeah,
crazy.
I do think their strengths are their midfield, but who knows if they keep them,
Exactly. They're both
right?
linked. Like Tonali was gonna go.
He
Who knows
got
if Bruno
offered, I
Guimaraes is
think, to
gonna go?
Arsenal, and
Bruno
then
Guimaraes.
Bruno
Gonna go to Madrid,
Guimaraes might
right?
leave too, right? But one of the very big wins they've had, I think, was Nick Voltemada, and not right now he's out, isn't he?
He came back today
He came back.
against City. Yeah.
Visa's,
But yeah, I mean, he's been out, so I can't really put that against him. But it looks like that's one of the things they've gotten right. Definitely, looks average.
He's been
He's
off for
not
he
been a
just
good
came back from
buy.
a long injury. Yeah, I think maybe it'll take him. I don't know. He needs to click.
But time is ticking because he's 29,
Yeah. Agreed.
right? So he's 29. So this is the best version of Wisa.
Yeah.
And if your best version is being a backup to a guy you just bought from the Bundesliga from God knows who,
Mhm.
I am really questioning. I mean,
Yeah.
we might talk about the other guy from Brentford,
Oh yes. On
who's
fire.
doing bits right now, but he doesn't look like a good buy so far.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and go to the biggest change in the teams from what we saw in December. Manchester United continue to be confusing, and I think I need to wipe my eyes because they are on a third win streak. They go to Fulham and
Tough games too.
win 3-2 in the last second. It's like just explosion. Michael Carrick is the king of Manchester, and this team is the best in the world, and we're back to normal. And yeah,
I'll tell you my take because I think it was 2-0 and then Fulham tied, but I just liked how confident Manchester United players were and how
That they were gonna
calm they
come back.
were leading to the third goal, even though it was like the last few minutes. Like they
Yeah.
didn't panic. Still, players, I felt like they were playing with that freedom, with that creativity. Like that third goal, I saw a lot of creativity in it. Like the way Cunha like let the ball
Terrible
get
defending
through.
though.
Yeah,
Awful defending. Some of the
100%.
worst defending I've seen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, like that. These are the situations where you would start to see Man United players like pushing defenders all the way up and throwing the ball in the box and try to get something out of it. But it was the total opposite. I feel like they were still comfortable. They knew they could still get the win.
Yeah.
Good assist, good finish from Sesko. So I think again, to touch on that again, we said that in the last episode, but Carrick has given these players enough freedom that they play in a much composed way than they were under Amorim. And I think that's the biggest change so far from what I have seen.
David, what is your take on Manchester United's revival?
I wouldn't call it revival just yet. I'm holding my horses on there. But what I will say is that, right, it is baffling to me, right, that Ruben Amorim was painted as this master tactician guy, but Man United under him looked like a team that lacked basics. And it's mind-boggling to me. Very easy. 1-2, 1-3. You see these on the pitch under Carrick. Carrick didn't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah,
He just told the players to do what they're good at, right?
100%.
What's Man United's identity? They are a very high pressing team, especially under Axe Ferguson, right? They can attack with two or three main players, right? Don't play Bruno deep because you lose him. You lose what he's good at. One of the best players in the league at what he does,
Hmm.
right? Ruben Amorim just now looks like it was a year and a half of nothing.
Waste. Yeah.
They've wasted time, they've wasted resources, and
Money.
frankly, this looks like a farce now.
Yeah.
I really think that could be really detrimental to his reputation. Now, when they beat Man City and when they beat Arsenal and when they beat Fulham, did they look like a perfect team? No, no. They made a ton of mistakes in those two games, and it doesn't look like a perfect team by any means. But it looks like Carrick reignited their self belief.
Yes.
He reignited the common football IQ, right?
100%.
Average. All you need is an average football IQ,
And
right?
they're not running
They
around not knowing what each other's roles are, what, they're trying to stick to what the instructions are from the coach. Everybody
maybe,
looks
and
uncomfortable,
I don't mean to bash Amorim, but maybe what he was what his vision of this team was too complex,
Yes.
right? So football is okay. I don't know why this is a very hard concept for people to get. Football is moments. You generate your moments and you take advantage of them, right? And it's not, we tend to overthink it, overcomplicate it, especially in the modern game. But this is exactly what football is, right? Let's say Sesko misses that chance, sends it into Rosie, right? We're talking about Carrick this was just a blip. He
Yeah.
won against Arsenal and Man City, and that's it. He's done
Yeah.
now. No, right?
They lost the
Football is a
2-0
game of
lead.
moments.
Yeah.
He is teaching that team to capitalizing on those. Now, do I think he's going to be the permanent manager for this team? No.
If he keeps winning, do they I think they just do a knee-jerk response and do what they did with Solskjaer. Right? Isn't that what?
Then they've learned nothing.
But they're winning. Is there any reason to make it more difficult?
Well, okay. So winning is one thing, but sustainable winning,
Well, yes. Yeah.
right? What Carrick is doing right now, right?
Short-term
He's
success.
he's teaching, yeah, exactly. He's teaching them to do the basics. Eventually, okay, with every change, this is basically chess, right? You always hate to play against the beginner because he's gonna make your life hell. You cannot predict him.
Yeah.
You cannot predict his style, right?
Yeah.
This is what Carrick is doing right now. Michael Carrick, and as a player too, he was a very very calm player, very tactical player. People analyze in the background. Eventually, what they catch up to whatever United is doing, which Fulham almost did, by the way. Fulham almost did. It's not just the two goals, because the two goals were kind of one penalty that was kind of a freak, and the second goal, fantastic strike. But even throughout the game too, Fulham kind of dictated some of the ins and out of this game. I feel like they were hard done by it.
Yeah.
But eventually, when they catch up to Carrick's, I think unless Carrick shows some sustainability planning, which he hasn't shown so far,
Yeah.
right? Then I think they definitely need a manager that's gonna teach a system that fits these players.
Good
Problem
luck
is with
finding somebody.
Amorim.
Good luck
Sorry,
finding. I said good luck finding somebody.
I mean a lot of teams are right. You guys might be finding one
Yeah.
too.
Xabi
You
Alonso.
know,
Inshallah.
I think that's the problem with Manchester United at this point. Like, you're not attractive anymore.
No,
For a paycheck.
I disagree.
For a paycheck.
To what point would you say they're still attractive, though? It's been how many years has it been, and how many experiments with different coaches, different players?
It's Man United, right?
Ooh.
Man United as a job is a very attractive job. It's a very high paying job. It's one of the best jobs on the market.
But the positives outweigh the negatives outweigh the
Yeah.
positives. You go there and you ruin your career. I mean, look at the people that have gone there. The best managers, they go at the peak of their, I mean, not necessarily peak, but it's not like they've crashed. Mourinho, I'm blanking on all the other ones, the Everton coach, all these coaches going there, and then after that, they can't find a job or they're not, they downgrade.
And I think with even like the board, they're probably looking for quick wins, or like, in my opinion, I don't think they're looking for sustainability. They're looking for someone to get them where they belong, like maybe top 4, top 5, and be able to get those wins and maybe make the players happy so they don't give them a lot of headache. I just don't see Manchester United going for sustainability, and I feel like if Carrick keeps winning, or if he gets Manchester United in a top 4, top 5 position, they will
I
probably be
think
like, yeah, why?
I think
Just
Sir
keep him.
Alex just needs to make a baby and raise him fast forward. Or maybe find a lost grandchild and just
I'm sure he made a baby already.
make an apprentice. He needs
The
an
Benjamin
apprentice.
Button.
It's either that or Wayne Rooney becomes the coach and they get relegated.
And then, yeah, exactly.
And they get relegated. That's how it's gonna end.
And I think if you're a young manager, if you're up and coming, you would like a challenge like Man United. I don't see the complete disappeal of what you guys are saying. I think Man United is a very appealing job, especially if you want to challenge and you want to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And good thing to what Amarim has done, he's kind of set the bar very low.
Their goal is always tough.
They need someone that just fits their identity. I'm sorry, but all these hires have not fit what Man United has been about. The only one, ironically, right, the only one that got close to it was David Moyes, but David Moyes was not given the avenue or the chance, right? He was never gonna get the same results that Alex Ferguson had. I know any Man United probably hearing this podcast, probably pulling their hair out. What do you mean, David Moyes? But David Moyes was chosen by Sir Alex Ferguson as his successor. But he will never get hired again though. He probably doesn't want to work there anymore.
He's old, man. He can't take that.
So, David, what are your takes on Ruben Amorim? I'm interested to hear.
Like what's next for him?
No, what did you think of him
at Manchester United?
Is
he's
he
just not a good fit? Look,
yeah.
we get kind of stuck of good manager, bad manager. Reality is, life is not that perfect, and the sport is not that perfect, right? We've seen it. Tuchel leaves PSG with a scandal, goes to Chelsea in 6 months, win the Champions League. Right, we've seen it with Liverpool. Right,
Roberto
they had
Di
Brendan
Matteo.
Rodgers, terrible fit. Right, they get Jurgen Klopp, excellent fit. Right, Brendan Rodgers is not a bad manager. He's not a good fit for what Liverpool's vision is.
Yeah.
Ruben Amorim has set up his identity, the way he plays, the way he encourages his players, was very far from what United. History plays a big part in these things, right? You have to fit the club's culture. You have to fit how the club played before, right? In a club like Man City, for example, and I'm not saying this is a dig, right? It was kind of a new club, right? Pep made his own identity, his own fingerprint. If Pep leaves tomorrow, you get a manager that plays, I don't know, defensive football. Your fans are not going to be accepting of that, even if you're winning.
I just feel like I thought I had high hopes for Ruben Amorim.
I still do.
You know, until that trip we made together, and then I went to the Fulham game away at Craven Cottage,
You
and I
hated
saw him
him.
live. And I was like, "There's no way."
Didn't they lose that game?
They won it,
They
one
won?
nil.
Oh, okay.
But I saw it live, and I saw how the game was being managed, and I saw like it was like still fresh. He's putting like his 3 defenders with the 2 left wing backs and right wing back, and like the way I saw whatever I saw on the field, I was like, there is no way this guy will get anywhere with this club, or not even any club in the Premier League. This is not how you prepare a team to play in the Premier League.
He's good.
I do want to say one important point,
Yeah.
and I feel that's kind of important to address as well. It's one of the main reasons why a lot of good coaches don't make good managers, right? When you manage a top club, it's not all just tactics. You can be the best tactician in the world,
That's true.
but first you have to push the right buttons in players to get the best out of them, and second, you kind of have to be a good politician too,
I don't think he was
right?
either.
Huh?
I don't think he was either. Like,
His
I
reactions
mean,
on the
I think in some games he
stuff
kind of
that
pushed
he-
the right buttons. I do think the players liked him. I don't think the players hated him, but he was not a good politician.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the video I sent with Maresca too. It was the same thing. Tactics and results are one thing, but you have to
Yeah.
make sure your boss is happy with you. At some point, you guys all have jobs, right? If you're really good at what you do, but your relationship with your manager is terrible, they're gonna wait for you to make a mistake to let
Yeah.
you go.
100%.
You have to have this certain good politics, good way of trying to have a leeway, right? And I think from all the recent hires, I think the 2 people that kind of got it right were Louis van Gaal and David Moyes. Issue
Yeah.
is they did not get the results.
And you're going way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch the Van Gaal Man United.
I do think actually the Louis van Gaal period was one of the first periods they were actually kind of starting to get it right. Issue for Louis van Gaal though, the game was kind of outgrowing him a little
Yeah.
bit. Was
Yeah.
was outgrowing his ideas.
Yeah.
But
And he got the opportunity to lead the national team too. So I
yeah.
think that was more tempting for him.
Okay. We saved the best for last, David. We gotta pass it on to you. You watched Chelsea beat West Ham 3-2 live in the flesh in the stadium.
You watch Rosinha ball.
Rosinha, tell us about it, man. How was it? How was your experience, and how did it feel? This is not your first time at Stamford Bridge, obviously.
No, I've been a couple of times before. So I've been in 2022 for the Chelsea and Dinamo Zagreb game in the Champions League. Very forgotten game is the only game Dennis Zakaria scored in.
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, my first Stamford Bridge goal was the Dennis Zakaria goal.
And now he's
Uh,
non-existent.
I don't know where he is right now. He's somewhere. And I think Raheem Sterling scored that game. And I went to Chelsea versus Arsenal. I think it was the game right before the World Cup. I think we lost 1-0 that game, and Gabriel Jesus scored. But yeah,
Yeah.
this was a crazy game. First half, I think it's got to be up there with one of the worst halves I've seen for Chelsea.
Against
Out,
Napoli.
like out there, because West Ham are terrible.
Oh, West Ham.
West Ham have had a couple great. I mean, the game against Tottenham,
I
Sunderland was a
think
really
Tottenham
good
and
game.
Newcastle, which have been like their best performances this season.
Yeah, they beat Sunderland right before you guys. It
Yeah,
was a really
3-1.
good game.
Yeah, okay.
They turned it around.
But this was out there when they could have been 4-0 up by halftime. I'm not even joking.
Mm.
I think we were losing balls. We were losing every second ball. We were getting outfought, outran, outwitted. It looked like even the ideas that players had were being read by the West Ham defenders before they even performed them. It looked like a team that's done their homework and a team that didn't.
Yeah.
Right? Very, very much so a game of 2 halves. Stamford Bridge was livid at Garnacho. I think Garnacho lost the ball 12 times in the first half.
Bro, he was trash.
He was
And he didn't even run back, like zero effort.
terrible. He was terrible. And I think if you let You let Aaron Wan-Bissaka get 2 assists. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, the problem was the effort. Like no effort to even run back and like
Yeah,
track the run.
this
Nothing.
yeah, it was the very, very right decision to drop him at halftime. I think that the triple substitutions, I mean, it's needless to say, it changed the game.
That took balls. I mean, that was four. You had made four substitutions after that because you had an injury,
It
so you only had one substitution left after that
um
halftime.
it will never cease to amaze me how little credit Kukurea gets. This guy
This
is
guy's so annoying, bro. You just want to pull his hair and slap him, bro.
I mean, look, in my opinion, I don't know whether this is a foul opinion or not, but he is the best left back in the league, in my opinion. I don't, bar none. I don't see
In the league,
Timber coming close to him. I don't see anyone else coming close to him.
bro.
I don't
That's
see
foul,
Kirkes.
bro. Ain't no chance.
Yeah, not in no one comes close to him, especially in what he does. He's not flashy. He wouldn't put a cross in, but the fight that he gets and the inversion, I don't think anyone can do it better than him. He can be an extra number 10 and at the same time be an extra defender and an extra midfielder. He goes everywhere around the pitch. And it's no coincidence that when he came on, we had control of the game. He's a
He's
captain
really
figure.
he's really strong in 1v1 too. Then
Yeah, like
we
it's
gotta
it's
give him
very,
credit
very
for that.
hard to pass him. Like
Yeah.
I think the only kind of bad game he's had was versus Olise when we were at Bayern. And even that is questionable because the whole team kind of didn't play well. But no, Kukurea is my pick for fullback of the year. And the fullback market is kind of running thin right now, which doesn't tell much. But yeah, Kukurea is and Joao Pedro, who's the man on form, right? Scored 2 midweek, coming on, scoring. He was the extra movement that we needed and the extra push.
Where was this João Pedro when Delap was injured? Does he just show up now, or what's going on?
Well,
Now that there's competition,
that
because this guy was like a ghost for the past few months.
in general, I think strikers like Joao Pedro are streaky,
Yeah,
right? And confidence, right? This all started from a miss kick from the Brentford defender that fell to his laps, strike it first time and scores a goal. This was all the hot form where it all started.
yeah,
Sometimes just need that
luck.
click,
Yeah.
right? In order to get that push of confidence. Right. I do think also Liam Rossinior kind of helped get his confidence up a little bit. No, crazy game. The Stamford Bridge halftime boos were very loud, me included. But the atmosphere was electric that second half. I mean, it was definitely worth it for the limbs alone at the 93rd minute.
Screaming. How was the
Yeah,
goal? How was the winner?
it was fantastic, man. I mean, we were jumping all around of each other. I was sitting in an area where standing was restricted because Stamford Bridge is set up in a way for if you sit on the side, standing is restricted because it's all families. I
Okay.
was in West View, which was on the side. I had a fantastic view of the game. I was sitting, but it didn't matter. Of course, when that goal went in, we were just on top of one another.
Man,
Was a fantastic experience. Definitely highly recommend. I would take being 2-0 down and being completely screwed for that winner alone.
did it feel different because it was a London derby? I mean, did you feel any tension, any rage within the crowds?
Well, Chelsea and West Ham kind of have a history together because of like in the 70s or whatever. So yeah, so what West Ham fans in the away end when they were 2-0 up
We're
made their
giving it to you
voices.
guys.
Yeah, they were giving it large. But after the winner,
And they were all quiet.
all that bit went back at them.
Yeah, the bubbles went away.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of their chants are kind of a mockery of Chelsea chants.
Really?
That yeah, they like a lot of clubs from that mold of Chelsea, Millwall. West Ham, Spurs, Arsenal for a while before they got bought out. A lot of that blend and that mold of teams hate one another because of like the London rivalry.
Yeah.
But no, Chelsea West Ham are not like very fierce rivals or anything. It's just mainly like bantering between
Yeah, yeah,
fans.
yeah.
It's never hostile, unlike the other game I went to.
Well, tell us about the other game because I think now that we're wrapped up, do we have any comments, Amir, about this game? I mean, I think
No,
we.
I think I just have one comment about the new coach. Maybe after I want to hear about Napoli first.
Yeah, tell us about the Napoli game.
Well, it was very weird. It was very strange because I think right before going to the game, I get a message from a buddy of mine like showing me a guy apparently named Marcus
Okay.
from the Chelsea fans got stabbed in Napoli streets.
Holy crap.
And that like even the club sent an official tweet out saying, please don't be out in the streets, please don't wear any club gear, please don't act provocatively.
Everybody's wearing club gear.
Well, I wasn't. I'm smart. I was having Naples is actually an amazing. It was one of my favorite cities that I went to. But no, I don't act provocatively. Like my Chelsea shirt, I wear underneath my clothing.
Oh my
So
gosh.
luckily for that, the club had managed some coaches and buses for us to take us to the ground. But we had to be there super early. We had to be like the game started at 9. We had to be at the meeting point at 5.
Okay.
And then at 6 we didn't leave up until 6:30. And when we left, there was a police car in front of us and a police car behind us, and they had to close down all the streets because we were going,
Yeah.
right? And
Dang,
then
that
when we
serious.
were going, we weren't going the direct route. We had to go the back roads. So the bus was just going around in circles of the stadium till
Is this guy
the
using Waze or what is it? Is that Waze? No Google
No,
Maps.
I think they were purposely doing that, or the police were purposely doing that because they had to make sure that the area was clear.
Wow.
So we went there. I was there 2.5 hours before the game.
What'd you do?
Yeah, and think the away fans were allocated, I think, 1,200 seats that day, and Stadio Diogo Armando Maradona is about 55,000 seater.
Wow. So 54,000 people are screaming
Our
at you
our
guys.
Napoli fans, yeah, exactly, and this was a do or die for them because if they lose, they're out of the Champions League entirely.
I didn't even real. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah, they
realize
finished
that.
30th. They're out. Yeah,
Holy
yeah, yeah,
crap.
yeah, yeah. They're one of the disappointments this season along with Ajax.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great game. Again, another game of two halves. We scored a penalty, but I don't think we were that good in the first half. I think
Yeah.
Napoli definitely deserved going. Chelsea were kind of lucky. It was only 2-1, and they were kind of even the handball. They kind of got lucky with it as well. It was a lucky bounce off of the movement of an arm. I think it was Juan Jesus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But no, the second half, John Pedro things. That second goal, it was insane. Like I think we were starting to lose hope going into the 60th minute. We were like, okay, we're not gonna finish top 8. We're gonna play playoff round. It is what it is. And then goes boom into the 90th
Yeah.
angle. And then the second one was a really good play, I think, by Cole Palmer. I think when he brought Palmer in, I think that substitute changed the game.
Mm.
He brought Estevan on the right, put Cole Palmer in the 10, and then put Enzo right next to him. So he was playing kind of a 3-1-5 kind of thing, or
Okay.
3-2-5, something like that, where Caicedo and Andre Santos just stay back, try to regain the ball, reposition it, play it to the front three, and then Palmer and Enzo play right behind them. And that worked like a charm because Napoli kind of dropped off in pressing in the second half. They looked like they got kind of tired, lost concentration a bit, and that eagerness got them very exposed in the back. So all it took was 1-3, and then John Pedro was sent on goal, and the limbs at the 87th minute. I hope you guys heard us on TV. I don't know if you did.
I didn't
Uh,
watch the Chelsea game. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I mean, if you watch that last goal, you'll be able to
You
hear
hear me?
us very loudly. Chelsea fans though were giving it large to Lukaku. They calling him all sorts of names.
Dang.
Fat, who ate all the pies. He's running for a hot dog.
That's crazy,
You
man.
fat bastard. I've heard it
Oh
all.
my
Man. I was
God.
dying laughing.
I was gonna
Um,
ask you, who from the players seeing them in person surprised you? Like, wow, this guy is really good. You know, TV doesn't do justice sometimes. Seeing him in person, any of the
that's a
players like kind of
very
caught
good
your attention?
question. Very good question. I am gonna say the player. There's two actually that kind of surprised me in person. I don't have a very high opinion of him in general because I do think he's kind of average. But
Okay.
that game, he had a very good game. I think it was Trevor Chalobah.
Oh, okay.
The way he kind of pre-reads the game. We don't give enough credit to center backs in general. I feel like one of the most vital positions you can have in the sport. Chalobah and the second one, kind of unknown, but I was really impressed by him is Andre Santos. I think he's got a bright future. I'm not sure it's at Chelsea because, quite frankly, you're not gonna play above Caicedo. That's not gonna happen. But he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Can I actually take that question too, Max?
Yeah.
Uh,
Go.
I have a surprising one actually, but to be honest, I think my opinion completely changed when I saw Bernardo Silva on the field. Even though,
Yes.
like on TV,
Fantastic.
like you can, okay, he's the main man. He controls the rhythm. He got good ball control, but whatever you see on TV is just not enough
I
from
know.
what you see live. This guy was a magician. I'm like, there is a reason why he doesn't get dropped. He's the only player on that City team that can do that. The second player is Bruno Fernandes. When I
Oh,
saw him
wow.
live, I was like, okay, this guy,
In general, I feel like Bruno doesn't get enough credit.
he doesn't for sure, and
No.
you can tell he's the only player on that Man United squad that's completely different than anyone else on that field. His touches, his vision, everything. He's a leader on the pitch, and I know we sometimes make jokes about him, like being complaining to the refs and stuff, but he's a really good like player on
Yeah.
the field.
Yeah.
What about you, Max? Since you actually went to the stadium,
Unfortunately, Liverpool, there was a lot of players that I was disappointed in. I'll be honest. I was more impressed by, I remember the one player that really stuck out to me was actually on the Brighton team. Who's their winger? African. I'm blanking now.
Mente, Yankuba
Mente.
Mente,
Yankuba Mente
Mente.
was crazy to see in person. He was
Mentenio.
running. I mean, seeing him on TV, Messi, but like seeing him in person, he was running riots around our wingers and our fullbacks, and like the skill moves, the creativity he was doing, it was amazing to watch in real time. Ekitike looked amazing in person, but there's a lot of players that I had a little bit higher expectations, but I didn't necessarily go in the best time. Like Van Dijk looked amazing, but he made some careless mistakes in person that I was like, come on, man.
What about Mo Salah?
So he came on off the bench.
That was
He didn't
maybe
look the best.
I think Salah in general, like off the ball, I think that's like one of his like biggest like the people who criticize him for his off the ball stuff.
Yeah. I think like if I would have gone to a game a year ago and I would have asked this question, I'm sure I would have. Salah looks crazy, breathtaking. Seeing him in person, the way he makes the defenders look like dummies, and like I probably would have had all that. But yeah, just for me, Mente was the only one that
Mente.
really struck out from the game. And the last question I had for you was just out of curiosity, seeing Hoyland and McTominay playing in an Italian team. How did they compare to maybe the version of them in the Premier League? Seeing them in person, did you see like, wow, this McTominay's the player of the year in Serie A? Like, did you see that, or is it just overhyped because Serie A's a level down?
But again, it's back to the thing I've just said is a very important thing in the sport.
Yeah.
and it looks like they are perfectly fitted for Antonio Conte's side. In the first half, I remember seeing Scott McTominay was making rings around Enzo Fernandez.
Wow.
Long balls here, long balls there,
Yeah.
out fighting him, out muscling him. But no, McTominay, I feel like especially has found himself in the groove of Napoli
Yeah.
and exactly in what Antonio Conte is trying to do. Fit is a very important thing in the sport in general,
100%.
and especially fit for the league. Feel like for McTominay and Hoyland especially, I don't think they're like very Premier League players, or
Yeah.
not necessarily saying they're bad, but in the Premier League, you are demanded to know how to play with your feet, right? And be physically
Physical.
commanding, right? Hoyland was good with his feet, not physically commanding. So he would be hounded by center backs left, right, and center,
He's better
right?
than Sesko.
Yeah, and McTominay is the opposite, right? He was
Yeah.
very physically commanding, not very good with his feet.
Yeah.
Antonio, and that kind of shows how good Antonio Conte is as a coach. I'm sorry, but this Napoli team is not very good, like names wise, and they're top of the league.
Yeah.
But no, Antonio Conte in Europe curse continues. He's still terrible in Europe. I would never. This is again one of the constants in this sport that never ceases to be funny. Everywhere he goes, he's shit in Europe.
It's because Diego Costa put a voodoo curse on him. That's why.
Well, he was terrible at Juve too.
I'm committed. I'm 100% sure that Diego Costa was like, okay, you're gonna take me out of the team. طب خد. وداله واحد فودو كده في فسه.
And Antonio Conte and Europe just was. It's never a good mix,
Yeah.
and I don't know why. I've never found a reason for it. I've never understood it.
Yeah.
But Scott McTominay. If you were to go to Napoli now and say, hey, I want Scott McTominay, they're gonna outprice or price gouge the heck out of you,
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
Yeah. 100%. All right, guys, let's take a quick break and we are going to jump into Champions League discussion.
Welcome back, Pitch Invaders. We're about to take it on with Champions League discussion. And now that we have David, who's been to Napoli, I think he lived these moments. You saw the craziness in the stands, David, and you saw like how crazy it can get, not just from the game's perspective, but also like how the table can change. And there were so many changes on that day. Like
in live time,
I lost track. I think until the last minute.
So crazy.
It was a lot of changes. That there were just a very few teams that were safe. We can name them: Arsenal, Bayern Munich, of course. I think Liverpool were safe.
Yes.
I don't know about Bayern. And then everyone else, maybe.
I think everyone below third was was up for grabs.
Everyone's position changed during that day. I think it's worth mentioning that two teams that were in the top 8 going into that round, Newcastle and PSG, one of them needed a win to stay in the top 8, and the other one
both failed.
Would have played knockouts. They both tied, and Man City
both dropped.
They both dropped. They're playing knockouts, and then Man City beating Galatasaray finally found life in Champions League and made it to the top 8 for the first time in this new format. But there are other games that I think are
that wasn't
worth
even
mentioning.
The craziest in it. That was not even scratching the surface.
I think, I was very happy with the result. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to play an extra game knockout with that team anyway. But I think it's worth mentioning, like, where Chelsea was leading to that game, like how it felt. Like you mentioned that at one point you were like, okay, we're gonna play knockouts. It's not the end of the world. But like then getting that win and then realizing you're in the top 8, how did that feel? What do you think so far?
Well, I think one thing is worth mentioning. I feel like the 4 teams with the most difficult draw this season have been PSG, Bayern, Barcelona, and Chelsea. I feel like those teams had a very difficult draw. Maybe I would put Newcastle in there, because I feel like Spurs and Arsenal particularly got it pretty easy. in the stands, the thing is, it was very hard to keep up because you're in the game, right? You don't want to miss a moment. Phones were not that functioning anyway, right? Because it's a very condensed area with a lot of people, so we weren't getting a lot of data or a lot of signal,
Yeah.
right? The only kind of confirmation of scores we'd get when we see it on the Titantron, right, or on the screen, right? That's when, like, if a goal was scored, we'd see it, right? And impossible to just count in your head, oh, Spurs is now up 3 points, or
Yeah.
so and so is down 3 points. I think after we went down 2-1 halftime, we all kind of checked through our phones and stuff, or like, shit, Napoli's now 19th and we're 12th. We might be even playing them in the playoffs after all of that. And I was like, I don't want to come back here again. and then they got Armando Maradona Stadium, or, Napoli is a tough side. You don't want to play it. I think another instance where we all checked our phones was after the third goal. So after John Pedro scored the third goal, because even when we were winning, there was still doubt, right? If results haven't gone our way, we wouldn't have finished in the top 8. So we were all checking. I were like, okay, PSG and Newcastle are both drawing. We hope it stays that way. And I think at one point, Barcelona was losing 2-0.
They were.
I think versus Copenhagen or something.
It was they were losing 2-1, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, something along, and they finished the game 5-2 or something. But yeah, that was a crazy scenario. That was a crazy final that I would have. I mean, of course, grass is greener and whatnot. But I think probably a better experience was to watch this on TV. That way, you had like
Really.
all 5 games on
Yeah.
at the same time.
I wanted to start the discussion with you and hearing your reaction from the stands, because I was wondering how it is like with that current format, and if you can actually tell like where you are. Because in another game, the Real Madrid versus Benfica, until the last moment, Benfica thought they were through, but they
No, it'd
needed
be
an
the
extra
opposite.
goal.
Benfica were out.
Benfica were out, but
Yeah.
they thought like by beating Real Madrid 3-2, they're okay. They were wasting time until the fans started booing at them and yelling that they decided, okay, we need actually another goal
Crazy
to be able to get through. And this is when all like the drama happened with the goalkeeper scoring the header against Real Madrid. Of course, I mean, Real Madrid getting 2 red cards that made it, I mean, I can't say it made it easy, but it's still the pressure from the stands. Actually, the fans were player number 13, or player number 12, sorry.
I would have paid some serious money to see De Zerbi and Marseille's reaction when that goal went in, because that's how they were knocked out. They were knocked out by one goal, the one goal that was scored by a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I would have paid some serious money to see the reaction on live TV.
That is true.
Because that is an insane scenario. That right there kind of goes to show why we love the sport. It's for insane scripted moments like that. You couldn't even script it.
Honestly, when I saw Mourinho pointing to the keeper to go in the box, I was like, I see that. I see that in my head, like, so clear. I'm like, he's gonna score it, like, and we're gonna hear about it for the next like 2 months straight. And I'm like,
it was beautiful.
You already know, like, even though like you can argue is the sport scripted or not, you
can't write a
already
better
know.
book than that book.
And you still celebrate it. You still celebrate these moments, even though like you've seen it so many times.
Yeah, we were in the stands because they kept us in the ground for an hour and a half after the game.
Really?
For safety reasons. Yeah, so I was in the ground for like a good 6 hours.
Then when I was in Liverpool, they kicked us out in 10 minutes.
Because you're the home fans.
Everybody out.
Yeah, that's the home fans. For away fans, it's different for safety reasons.
That makes sense. Yeah.
They kept us in there, so we watched all the goals on that screen in the corner, and none of us were believing it when it's like, surely not. Surely he's not gonna score. I was like, this is insane.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Real Madrid made it. They're playing knockouts because of that. But I
And
wanted,
Benfica is in the knockouts because of that.
and they're playing each other
And they're playing each
in the
other. And
knockouts.
Marseille is out because of that goal.
And Marseille is out. I wanted to ask you guys. So it's been 2 years with this new format. What do you guys think so far? Is it a good change? Was it needed? And is it as exciting as they made it when they first announced it?
I love it. I love it.
You go ahead, Max.
I did not like the old one. I honestly thought Champions League had lost its taste because I mean, at some point, there's two games that don't really matter. You know, let's say that the team wins the first four games, they might already be, you know, they might have already qualified. And also, I don't know, it's just like I feel like it was the same teams every year apart from one or two, you know, exceptions like Ajax. Some teams would have a run, but I don't know. I think there's more. You can turn on games and like during. I mean, there's fiery games at any time. Liverpool versus PSG, random time of the the month, and then you have another big game. I love this system, and I think this was really good. Actually, I would not change it. I would definitely not go back to the other
Yeah.
one if I had the choice.
What do you think, David?
I disagree kind of with Max
Really?
because of a couple of things. Well, whilst the previous format was kind of getting a little traditional, a little redundant, I'm up for change, but this change doesn't make sense.
This is all about entertainment, you know? The other one was all about
Exactly.
we need to
This
get
is all.
points, we need to qualify,
It
regardless
it
how
feels
ugly it
like
is.
reality TV because what do you mean I play Barcelona at home? They don't get a second leg back away, right? So if and then also a team finishes above you for results you're not in control of, so you don't make your own luck type of thing. And the worst and worst, which we're about to find out right now, I think I'm not sure how it's set up. I think it's Chelsea and Barcelona in one bracket, and then the other, if I'm not mistaken, is it's either Liverpool and
So-
Arsenal, something like that, right?
Yeah.
These games are not gonna get dictated till the playoff games are played. And then based upon those, because of other restrictions, right? Because there's I think country protection and something like that, right? Based upon the knockout results,
There'll be another draw.
your fate in the tournament gets decided. So your fate in the tournament is getting decided by
Yeah.
results that you're not in control of.
Yeah.
And results you get no say in. Games that are very far away from you that you're not gonna play or you have no influence in. And to be honest, I think that's kind of stupid because if for some teams finishing in the top 8 is kind of a curse,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You see if you're Chelsea and Barcelona right now, PSG wins, right? Their knockout game. Now they have to face PSG
I mean,
after
that's what happened to us
fin-
last year. Liverpool got,
Mhm.
I don't know if it
yeah,
was first
Got
or
first
whatever,
place. Yeah.
and we played PSG.
exactly.
So there's not
And
much
it's kind of
reward.
mind-boggling. Like I finished top 8 and now I'm getting punished.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it just in the terms of an entertainment solely.
I will say this, it definitely generated good moments. Like that last day, I wasn't standing by, I wasn't sitting by the TV, but I can only imagine how
Yeah.
you guys have felt. Like probably like ordering pizza or having
I was
some
fine.
takeouts.
Liverpool won. I was like, it's
Yeah,
okay. But
having
yeah,
some
Amir was
takeout,
probably,
watching 6
I
games at
Dude,
once.
I
yeah,
think one of the BN channels they had all 6 games in one
split.
screen,
Oh,
or
that's
like all the
Crazy.
games in one screen, and I was
Yeah.
like just watching here. But I I actually agree with both of you, but I agree with Max that the old format got really boring to
Yeah.
one point. Like, okay, yeah, so like maybe no one watches the group stage anymore, and we start watching Champions League until like
Exactly.
the group, like the 16th or round of 8th. But I also have drawbacks about the new format
It's
because
just
of
because the new format doesn't make sense.
it's not sustainable from a club management perspective if you
Yes.
think about
It
it.
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So you burn so much fuel to get top 8.
And it doesn't mean anything.
It
Exactly.
means nothing.
So what's the point of finishing top 8 at this point? Like
Yeah.
maybe teams will realize that so quickly that they stop caring about these first few games.
why are we playing Champions League games in January? I'm sorry, but that's never been a thing. Like schedules are I'm sorry, but these players are humans, right? Why am
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
adding two extra games into their already terrible schedule,
Mhm.
right? In a World Cup year, nonetheless, right? When they're all trying to stay fit for a World Cup year, I'm adding two extra games. And it's not even that the formula makes sense. It's 36 teams, and top eight goes straight to the first round. Those top eights, you're not gonna play all the top eight, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna play all. You have 10. What was it? 8 or 10 games, right? You play 8 different teams from each pot. It's just it doesn't make sense. Like it feels this is the type of format that 5 or 6 years down the line we're gonna look back at it as like this format doesn't make sense. Why do we have it?
From an
Yeah.
entertainment perspective, I think
Top
it
of the
will
Yeah,
league.
it
generate
feels like reality
it
TV. Definitely.
a lot of revenue
Yeah.
for sure. I think I hate to say this, but I think this is what the newer generation of fans want.
Yeah.
We're used to the classic stuff, right? We're used to like, okay, we're gonna have the group stage and then knockouts the
Yeah.
classic way, and we want everything like the same way. But when it comes, we think about these teams or like our teams in these competition. Okay, we look at the entire map. How are we gonna get to the final? And is it sustainable for our teams or not? This is not gonna happen. This Champions League, and I think it
You
will. Sorry.
no no I was gonna say the fact that your entire fate in the tournament is being decided by games that are
Not in your
outside
control.
of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of nonsense I'm calling out. I'm all for changing the format, make it and again, it is entertaining, I bet, from a neutral perspective, but I can't help but think about the round of 16. It's not gonna make sense. You're gonna have, I don't know, Frankfurt playing Almaty, right? And then you're gonna have Chelsea and PSG or Barca and PSG. And
Yeah.
that's the type of nonsense we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is filtering out? This is making it less. I feel like in the old system, there was more of a chance for a smaller team to go on a bigger run. This is determining the ultimate best team is going to win the
Oh, it
trophy. We're
definitely
not going to get
is.
Tottenham Hotspur in the final, is what I'm trying to say. Like,
I don't know. They've been decent in the Champions League, man. I
well, I
don't
mean,
know what you're
yeah, but
talking.
like the odds of like it happened when Liverpool played them. Like Tottenham had maybe apart from a couple games, it was pretty easy. You know, like they had two challenges, and then the rest was kind of just some luck. But maybe
Yeah.
this system makes it harder for a team that doesn't deserve to be in the final to make it there. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I feel like a lot of this was driven because they felt the heat from the Super League stuff.
Mhm.
Percent. We were
So
all
so
ready to jump
definitely,
the ship.
yeah, definitely what you're saying has a lot of weight. They're definitely trying to filter out because
Yeah,
if Porto playing, I don't know, Athletic Bilbao,
that's
right?
better.
No
Yeah,
one is turning on for that game. Everyone is turning for the Real Madrids, the
yeah,
Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Man Cities,
exactly.
right? So they're definitely trying to weed them out. Again, this is also kind of one of the reasons why I don't really like the new format. You need that spark in sport. Blacks, I feel like these are what makes the sport good sometimes. Ajax goes to Real Madrid, beats them at Santiago Bernabeu, and knocks them out. Right? In this format, you kind of eliminate that because you're adding a lot of bunch of extra games, right? And it feels like they're actively trying to weed them out because those small teams are going to stumble one way or the other. You
Yeah,
make a stumble very punishing.
I say that, and then I just remember the score line of the last year final. So I don't think what I said really matters. So I forgot that the final was 5.
But I mean, Inter deserve to be in the final. We can't take that away from them. When they beat Barcelona, they've beat them fair and square.
Yeah,
But I think this new format, they met their objective from the
yeah,
first year when they had a new title winner
100%.
in PSG. Who
Yeah,
knows who's gonna win it this year?
yeah,
I kind of disagree with you both about maybe filtering out the small teams because like right now we're gonna have the round of 16. We might see like an easy game for like two small teams maybe playing each other and then two big teams. playing each other. So there is an opportunity that you have a new team coming in and playing round of 8 for the first time.
Yeah.
So these are the moments, right? This is how you build your legacy. And if you ask me, these smaller clubs will put more effort, even if they don't have the capability to maybe beat like Real Madrid, Man City, but
100%.
they will put they will put the effort, they will put 100% or like 150% to be able to show something. And who knows, maybe
And it's
these
good that they
moments.
have this opportunity, whereas if it was a group stage, they wouldn't necessarily have it. But now they get decided by
Yeah,
one game, one knockout game that can stick them into the round of 16.
and I think we will see more moments like that moving forward. But
Okay.
it's exciting. Do you guys want to go over like the top 8? Like say like I think any surprises?
Spurs.
The Spurs definitely.
Spurs,
Yeah.
Sporting.
Sporting.
I'm shocked to see them there.
I think Sporting is more of a feel good story because I mean they've lost their striker, they've lost their manager, and they're still there.
Now it's time. It's
It
time to
looks
bring
like
them
they've
back.
gotten better.
They
Huh?
have Luis Suarez, man.
You can just bring them back.
Yeah, right. You can.
I don't think they want to be honest.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
we
mean,
can.
Sporting is one of the feel good stories this year.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where they are in the league, but I think they're doing well as well. Their winger, I think Giovanni Quenda, he's coming to Chelsea next season. So I've been watching them in and out. Quenda looks amazing, so I'm kind of excited for that. I'm excited for his contribution. I think he's had very good performances in the Champions League this season. But yeah, they're definitely a very good feel good story that I feel like this new format was not allowing a team like them to crack the top 8, but they've kind of fought the system a little bit. And their games were not easy. I think they played Man City, right?
I think they
Forgot who else did they play, but
I think they played Real Madrid too,
yeah.
and other teams. Yeah, but definitely Spurs and Sporting are surprised for top 8. And then you have from 9 to 16. That's a lot of big teams. We
Yeah.
have Real Madrid, Inter Milan.
I think Madrid is the
PSG,
biggest surprise because they were top 8 coming into
Yeah.
this.
And you have PSG, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, and Leverkusen. So these are
And what were the 2 players sent off? Was it Mbappe and who else?
no, actually, it was Rodrigo and Raul Asensio.
Rodrigo. Those are 2 players that they're gonna miss in that tie versus Benfica now. So that's gonna
be a crazy game.
Yeah, I don't know who's if where they're playing first. They're probably doing it because they finished above Benfica. They're probably doing the return. I mean, of course, Madrid is huge favorites, but
yeah, first one is
any
in Portugal.
Yeah.
yeah. So any sort of help that Benfica gets, it will bolster them. And look, Mourinho is Mourinho, man. He knows the Champions
Bro.
League. He knows it inside out.
The revenge.
I mean,
Yeah. And
it's
Real
obvious
Madrid,
Madrid is gonna win, but I think Benfica will put up a fight.
I think it's gonna be a very exciting game, especially with Real Madrid playing. Like, I haven't watched their games with Arbeloa, but putting names to names, like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not compared.
Let's see if Liverpool
I
can
think
win.
the big one, also the biggest surprise is PSG.
They
struggled last year too. I mean,
For the second, yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say for the second year in a row, they don't finish top 8. I will say though, for PSG this season, not much last season. This season they had an incredibly tough draw. They played Newcastle. They played Barcelona. I think they played.
I think they played Arsenal too.
They played. No, did they? No, they didn't. No, Arsenal played Bayern.
Maybe.
Arsenal had a
Okay.
very easy
PSG
draw.
played Bayern, Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham away. They
Barcelona,
played Bayern as well. Yeah. It was a very tough draw. I think it was the toughest draw in this
Yeah.
this group stage or this league phase. I'm actually surprised in a good way by Newcastle. I didn't think they were gonna do that well.
They're in 12th place. No,
Yeah,
yeah, they're
I thought that they were gonna be either lower or drop out completely.
It's helped
Because
that they
I
kind of have a rotation squad. Like Wisa and Barnes play in Champions League, and then we have the other players like Waltamata and Gordon will play in the Premier League.
Mhm.
So I think they struggled having that. They have a little bit more depth to handle.
Yeah,
So that's
definitely.
yeah.
good.
Yeah, they and I think back to Villa's point, I think that's what is gonna hurt Villa
Yeah, lack
going
of
in
depth.
because Europa League schedule is brutal. Playing on a
100%.
Thursday and then a Sunday in like fuck knows where
Yeah.
in Europe, right? In Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan. And,
Kazakhstan. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. We'll see. Who's can I ask the question? Who's your predictions to win the whole thing? Too early to tell, but any teams striking you from the
well,
obviously you can't really
when Maresca was in charge, I was gonna actually say I would put Chelsea out there, but with Liam, I don't see it.
early predictions for a winner.
I am gonna go. I'm gonna go Bayern, man. I know they've kind of slipped a couple times,
They've been struggling
but
domestically in the past few weeks too.
that was the first loss, though. I thought
No,
that
they
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 lost. I
had
think it
a
was Augsburg when they lost. Like they lost their first game in the season. Heck,
and they tied I
uh,
think last week too. So
yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
But I think in terms of knockout football is very different. I feel
Yeah.
like on their day they're an insane team.
I think they are my first favorites too. Um, is it okay if I fit Man City in there?
To what? To win? Or you mean the game?
Look, this
I don't
Man
think it's
City,
far fetched.
because the way this team is built, I can trust this Man City team to give me like a good home and away knockout game. But like to
Yeah.
keep winning like 5 games in a row, and like we're not gonna be there. I have more faith in Man City winning the Champions League than us winning the league. Um,
I
because
agree with that statement actually.
so we'll see.
Do you think it's far fetched for Arsenal to win the Champions and the Premier League?
I don't think it's far fetched. I just don't think they're a knockout team yet. Because I think one of like the three alarming performances this season for me for them, Man United away or Man United at home, which they lost, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, which they drew 1-1 against them, man. And
And
I
they
think
they drew against Man City too at
I
home.
was just gonna say that's the third performance. These all three games had knockout vibes. All these three games.
Yeah.
Because it seemed that they had no backup plan. Arsenal, what I will say though about Arsenal is that they're a horrible team to play against. They are an incredibly tough team to break down. If you come at them with a certain aggression and you outmatch them in it, which can happen on any given day, that hasn't been tested for them yet. That's the only argument that I would say about them. I think right now they're the favorites, like odds wise, and rightfully so,
Yeah. Unbeaten.
because they're the most informed team in Europe, best defense in Europe. But I think you need in Champions League nights, this is what I will say, and I'll end my point there. You need some players that can come up with spark and magical moments. I look at the Arsenal squad,
Kai Havertz.
and I say this in the nicest way possible. I don't see it.
You know, that's exactly why I'm
In Kai we
backing
believe.
up. I'm backing up Man City a little bit just because these are the moments where we needed a keeper, and we have Donnarumma. That I know Donnarumma in big games
For sure.
will
Yeah.
show up, like in Champions League nights when the team is not playing. Like he will keep me in the game until we find another way to win it.
I think it's up for everybody. I wouldn't even be surprised if Liverpool is there in the mix too.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Well, what's your prediction, Max?
I was gonna say either. I think Arsenal has a very strong chance. I think they show a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not just confidence, but swagger kind of in the Champions League. They feel like, I don't know, watching them I feel like they own this. Like they feel above all the other teams, which is a positive. I don't know if there's a team that's going to humble them given the form of, I don't know, Barcelona's been up and down, and there's some other teams that have been up and down. They beat Bayern 3-1. Manchester City doesn't seem like they'll catch up to them, but I think Liverpool could have a chance if they start. You know, we clearly are out of the Premier League, so if we put all of our eggs in the Champions League basket, maybe that could be our trophy for this year.
No one
I think
mentioned Real Madrid.
Not the state that they're in, not the manager too. The manager
yeah, I
changed.
don't see it.
Yeah, I think they'll get far. They always get far, but I don't think they'll get past the semis if they do make it that far. Yeah.
I think if they face a team with a plan, I worry for them.
I think based on the bracket, there's a chance they face Man City, and then the winner from Man City versus Madrid will face Arsenal if like all teams like win in the semifinal. So it's a tough road.
We shall see. We'll see what color the trophy will be. Red, sky blue, or dark blue.
Yeah. Well, I think that ends the discussion for today, right?
Yes.
You guys got anything else?
No, I'm excited.
Okay.
It's been fun to have you, David. Thank you for
Thank
another
you
great
guys
episode.
for
Same
having
here.
me.
Sharing
I
time.
appreciate it. It's always a fun time. It's always a pleasure coming on, and I appreciate you hearing what I have to say. So thank you.
Thanks for
course.
joining us, David. All right.
Of course.
I guess I'll end it, Max.
Yeah, I'll
here.
let you take it.
Yeah, thanks for listening in. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And we'll see you guys next week.